Rick and Morty Season 7 Episode 8's post-credits scene sets up two major celebrity returns. Rick and Morty Season 7's newest post-credits scene sets up a sequel episode, and, in the process, makes not one but two celebrity cameos likely. While Rick and Morty Season 7 Episode 8's post-credits scene seemingly sets up a star-studded sequel outing, it is hard to tell whether the show could pull off this ambitious episode. Rick and Morty Season 7's episodes have been full of surprises so far, and Episode 8 is no exception. Rise of the Numbericons. The movie saw Morty join his math teacher Mr. Goldenfold on a bizarre intergalactic adventure as the irascible educator helped his former pupil 8's end a war between sentient numbers and letters. If that summary sounds bizarre, that is because the episode's story couldn't have been more silly and strange. After the relative seriousness of Rick and Morty Season 7 killing off Rick Prime, Rise of the Numbericons, the movie was content to parody sci-fi sagas like Star Wars with its absurd story of numbers and letters battling for supremacy across the galaxy. However, a huge part of what made this episode work was a hilariously self-deprecating guest appearance from actor-rapper Ice-T. Ice-T played a fictional version of himself who transformed into Water T and Magma T throughout the outing story. This character previously appeared in Rick and Morty Season 2, Episode 5, Get Swifty, but he was voiced by series co-creator Dan Harmon instead of the real-life rapper himself. Ice Cube's Rick and Morty post-credits appearance sets up a sequel to Season 7, Episode 8. Not only did The Rise of Numbericons, the movie feature Ice-T playing this bizarre self-parody, but the show expanded the fictional universe of the Numbericons in Season 7, Episode 8's post-credits scene. While Rick and Morty Season 7 Episode 6's post-credits scene set up the show's next big villain. The final moments of this outing seemed to prove that Rise of the Numbericons could be followed by Challenge of the Geometrons in the future. Ice-T's fellow hip-hop legend Ice Cube appeared in the stinger, visualized as an actual talking Ice Cube, and asked Magma T to help save the Geometrons in a sequel to the preceding episode. Since the episode's credits listed Ice-T among its guest stars, viewers can be sure that it was the rapper this time and not merely Harmon performing an impression. However, it is tougher to tell whether Ice Cube really appeared in the outing. Ice Cube has a long history of comedy roles from Friday to 21 Jump Street, so a Rick and Morty cameo would fit his screen persona. However, even though Rick and Morty Season 7, Episode 7's post-credits scene featured James Adomian in a cameo, it is tough to tell whether the real Ice Cube would be content with his series appearance being limited to a brief post-credits stinger. Rick and Morty will struggle to pull off a Numbericons sequel. Since Morty and Mr. Goldenfold's story with Magma T came to a natural conclusion, it is tough to see how the show could make the world of Numbericons and Geometrons relevant to Rick and Morty again. As such, while Challenge of the Geometrons does admittedly sound like a fun watch, Rick and Morty may never get to make the sequel a reality. What is more likely is that Ice Cube and Ice-T could return to the series in future cameos, much like Rick and Morty Season 7. Episode 6 brought back some of the show's